A giant tornado has swept across Oklahoma, taking with it over 20 lives so far. The tornado, about a mile wide, tore across parts of Oklahoma City, flattening homes, fleeing cars, and tearing apart buildings. One school was reduced to a pile of metal and fallen walls. Rescue workers pulled several students from the rubble, but many students remain trapped. Debris and damage to roadways was an obstacle that prevented emergency responders to reach the affected areas. The tornado touched down in the afternoon and was on the ground for 40 minutes. The tornado first struck the town of Newcastle and then traveled to Moore, a suburb of Oklahoma City. Some parts of the suburb emerged untouched by the tornado, while other parts were flattened. Experts say that severe weather is common in the region this time of the year. So then what are Chinese net users saying about the latest natural disaster to hit the U.S.? Well, let's take a look at a few Weibo comments.
Everybody knows that the area is in a tornado corridor, so why aren't building designers building reinforced concrete buildings? These houses made out of wood are easily destroyed during the tornado season. Human beings are fragile and helpless in the face of natural disaster. We should pay more attention to the dramatic changes in wind and ocean currents. Many disasters are the result of climate change. I can't believe that houses were literally turned upside down during the tornado. This is crazy. I guess people better hide in their basements during such severe weather conditions. The central U.S. states have suffered from tornadoes in successive years. I just can't understand why the local government does not improve the quality of people's houses. Shouldn't the meteorological department and the local government also be responsible for the losses? The tornado was really spectacular. We cannot neglect nature's power. As a part of nature, we should learn to respect and protect our natural environment.
In recent days, China's southern city of Guangzhou was ravaged by thunderstorms. The storm swept down on the city, plunging the city into a vast darkness for hours. The streets were flooded and lined with fallen trees. According to the Guangdong Meteorological Bureau, the city recorded a rainfall of 50 millimeters. According to the Guangzhou Traffic Police, the heavy rains flooded many streets and halted traffic. Most alarming, though, was a series of photos that made its way into Chinese social media. The photos show a teaching building at Jinan University in Guangdong with glass scattered all over the ground. Students posted comments that asked whether it was necessary to risk their lives to study. And now over to Weibo for what other Chinese net users had to say about the incident.
If the wetlands had not been used to build apartments, the situation would not be so serious. We need to take lessons from natural disasters. The wetlands are infinitely important to our environment. Although I was not in southern China when this storm happened, I can feel how anxious the people were. It's hard to believe that the rain could be so heavy that it ruins homes and affects people's daily lives. I hope the media and the central government not only brings media attention to the event, but also makes efforts to rescue more people and do a good job in reconstructing what has been lost. In other countries, if a natural disaster broke out, schools would be among the safest places for people to hide. But in China, school buildings seem to be the first things that are affected. When rainstorms flood the streets, that means it's time to examine the urban sewage system. Of course, many cities' sewage systems in China need to be improved.
During both the 2008 and 2013 Sichuan earthquake in China, many observers commented on the number of public school buildings that had fallen during the disaster. Net users pointed fingers at corruption, which they suspected was behind the shoddy quality in many public buildings.